yes, I do have a book published. And welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back as always. Also don't forget to like, comment and share. So I'm a little bit nervous about doing this video. I think it's going to show a bit of my vulnerable side, but I'd really like to share this with you guys. As you can see by the title, yes, I do have a book published. I will get more into that now, but I just want to say that if you ever want to do something, just do it. Like, don't let people stop you from doing it. And you don't always have to do things with a purpose. It can be just to prove to yourself that you can do it. And that is the reason why I ended up writing this book. I just wanted to prove to myself that this was something I could do, and it's now one of my biggest accomplishments. A lot of people don't actually know this part about me. A lot of people don't know that I actually have a book published, and it's something that I just keep to myself, I suppose, because I don't know, I feel like it's a very vulnerable side of myself, and I think by sharing it, it can open me up to a lot of criticism. But here we are. Here's me sharing it with the entire internet now, and I think it's going to be good. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the book, and then I'm going to read some of it to you guys, and then yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so first I want to say is that I published this book in 2016. As a matter of fact, it went live on Amazon on June 16th, 2016, which to the day is exactly a year before my first son was born, which to me is absolutely amazing. So the book is called Sanctuary, and this is what it looks like. It's a poetry book by me, Alicia Swartz. It's my maiden name, but yeah, I wrote it before we got married. But yeah, this is what the book looks like. It's basically called Sanctuary because I always found that poetry was my sanctuary. I love writing poetry. It's such a happy place to me, and it's one of the easiest way to truly express what I'm feeling. The back of the book looks like that, and it's got a picture of me. It says, Alicia's poetry is written with passion and enchantment, whilst continually trying to relate to the people she encounters. Find your sanctuary as your journey through the pages of this book. Choose to lose or find yourself in these inspirational poems as Alicia Swartz takes you to new uncharted waters. So that's the book. You can get this book on Amazon. I'll put a picture up here. It is $4 if you buy it for your Kindle, or if you have the Kindle app. You can buy the book on Amazon or the ebook for $4. I will put the exchange rates for South Africa down here. And if you want a paperback copy, it is $6.50. So yeah, please go. I'll leave the link in the description if you are interested to buy the book. Okay, so what I want to do is read at least 3 of the poems for you guys, and it's just so that you can get basically a feel of what the book is about and what the poems are. I was at a very strange time of my life in 2016, and some of these poems were before that as well. And yeah, it's like I said, this is one of my biggest accomplishments. Each poem represents something different to me, and yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about the poem and then I will read it for you. Alright, so the first poem I want to read is actually the last poem in the book. It's called Little Prince. So a little bit about this poem. I was actually doing a side job at the time working for the DA, which is a political party, and I was watching a mom play with her 2 kids in the park when this poem just came to me, and it made me want to write a poem about my future child. And I had no idea when I was gonna have kids at this time. I had no idea what my kids were gonna look like or anything, you know what I mean? I was not even thinking about kids when I truly wrote this poem, like thinking about having kids when I wrote this poem. But it's so funny because when you listen to the poem, it describes my sons perfectly, which to me is absolutely amazing. So let me read the poem to you. This one is called Little Prince. 10 little fingers, 10 little toes. Inside my womb he grows. Every now and then a little kick, taking my vitamins so I don't get sick. Months later he arrives in my world with a smile on his face and hair that's curled. Soft pale skin and big brown eyes, he lays in my arms and gives out cries. So small and precious, this bundle of joy, this amazing feeling of holding my boy. In this moment, I look up at my king. With tears in his eyes, he sees everything. He smiles at me and says, so it starts. We look at our son, he warms our hearts. Our family is now complete, and no one can ever compete. So that is the first poem. It's absolutely amazing to me that I feel like I was able to describe my sons in such a deep way before I even had them. And so this poem is so special to me. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that one. Alright, so the second poem I want to read is actually the first poem in the book. This poem is called Individual Sanity. And the reason I wrote this poem is at the time that I wrote it, we didn't have a car, and I found myself walking and taking taxis, public transport, to work, to shops, wherever I wanted to be. And I always felt like, you know, in South Africa there's a lot of judgment. Like, a lot of people tend to just look at you in the streets when you're walking past them, and they just judge you from what they see. So depending on what you wear, depending on what color your skin is, what you look like, what you're wearing, what jewelry you're wearing, anything, how well you present yourself, that's all they see. They don't know who you really are. And I actually heard a saying a while back that said, you know, everybody you meet, you leave a different version of yourself in their eyes, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So everybody that meets you sees you in a completely different light, and it's completely different to the way you see yourself as well. So it's not always easy to present the best side of yourself, but if you always stay true to yourself, that's all you can do, you know? But this poem was basically about that, if that makes sense. Alright, so the poem, Individual Sanity. Walking in the street, independent as can be. There's so many people I could meet, but every friendship comes with a fee. Every person that walks by can't see my personality. They just judge me with the naked eye and hate on my expression of individuality. They expect me to conform to a life only acceptable by their society. In my eyes, individualism is an art form, but to others it just causes anxiety. Why is beauty so generalized? When did it become a way of differentiation? When did certain traits become emphasized? Why can't we all just get along as one nation? So that's that one, and yeah, I think everyone can take something from that, and I hope you guys really like that poem. Okay, so the last poem I want to read is it's quite a romance novel, if I can put it that way. So there was a period in me and Marco's relationship where he had to leave the country to go and do an art exhibition in Puerto Rico, and it was 2 months very early on in our relationship where we weren't together, and it was one of the most difficult times in my life to be away from someone that became my everything so quickly. And I don't know why I wrote this the way I wrote it, but this is kind of what came to me, the feelings that came to me, you know, wanting him to come home and missing him so much. So I'm going to read this to you. It's a bit different, but I think if you're a sucker for romance, you will love this poem. So this one is called Letters of a Sailor. He wrote me letters, letters of passion, his words as soft as they passed my lips, as if I could feel on my skin his fingertips, his letters so full of love and compassion. Although he was so very far away, distance meant nothing to a tenderness so abundant, his physical form so redundant. For in his letters I could feel every word I'd say. An overwhelming sensation fills my heart and gives me butterflies. For with each word there's a sense of paralyze. My body feels the urge to erupt with temptation. As I go on to read the words that steal each breath, I slowly find a sense of peace within my chest, as if my soul has been caressed. Oh, how I feel so close to death. The adrenaline that shoots through my veins for his letters so delicate, so faint. I couldn't possibly have a complaint as I am released from these emotional chains. His words make me known. As I read, I feel his warm breath on my neck. His voice whispers in my ear. He utters the words, "Oh baby, can you hear? I'm coming home." So yeah, that one gives me goosebumps because it reminds me of such a special, difficult, but emotional and electric time of my life. And yeah, I really love them. There are so many more poems in this little book, so if you are interested in hearing more of them, let me know. Maybe I'll do a few more. Otherwise, please go and check out on Amazon. You can purchase the book if you are interested, and I really hope that you guys enjoy every minute of it, as like I said, this was my sanctuary at this time in my life. So that's it for this video. I am truly considering to write another poetry book of my experiences at this point in my life, which are completely different, but I'm still thinking about it. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and let me know which poem you liked the most, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys.